My name is Pam Luster, and I am the proud president of San Diego Mesa College, and I welcome you to the June 15th Community Forum. And this is our last forum of the 2020-2021 academic year. And so with that, there are some thank yous that I would like to give as we welcome you all in today. First of all, I would really like to thank our team from the communications office. Has been just fantastic in supporting us. Annabelle, hi, Joel, Jennifer, thank you for your continued support as we've become pretty good experts on all of this as we've been able to hold these forums. And we certainly didn't know how we were going to do this over a long period of time, but you've just made it such a wonderful process, and your support has been invaluable. I'd like to thank all of the presenters. We've been doing these twice a month all year, including last summer. And so we've had, a number of presenters. And so for those of you that took time to present to this group, we have really found that these community forums are another wonderful place for us to be able to do professional learning together. So thank you for all the presentations that you've made. I want to thank the President's Office staff. Gio and Beth have been amazing. Thank you for all of your support and for learning along with the rest of us how to make the tech work, but more importantly, how to communicate to us as a community. So thank you for that. I'd like to thank my Vice President's team who do updates every time. They're not my Vice President's team, but our Vice President's team, to Isabel, Ashanti, and Lorenz, who will be giving updates again this morning or this afternoon. Thank you for always being ready to be able to talk about what's going on in your areas at Mesa, and for being such a great team. This has indeed been a year, and I think everything that needs to be said has been said about our ability to be flexible, to be graceful, and to support each other during this time. And I think this day is apropos of where we hope we're headed as an institution. The state is changing its rules around the opening of our state. And so as we navigate that, and we look at having more students back on campus in the fall semester, not a full opening, but more students back on campus, and we try to navigate how we work with vaccinations and how we work to have a safe learning space on our campus, we ask you to have grace with us, and we will communicate just often as we can about what we'll be doing. And to that end, we will be having a July 13th community forum, just one in the month of July. And that will simply be updates. We won't do any workshops. We'll just do an update that day on where we are, and we'll open that for students and faculty and classified professionals, managers, anybody who wants to be there. It'll be a time to sort of do a mid-summer check-in on where we're headed next. And so we will definitely have that. When we return for the fall semester in August, that always sounds weird to say we're returning to the fall semester in August, but we will be doing that. We're going to have a bit of a new feature this year. As you know, we do convocation every year, but we're going to be partnering with our associated students to do a student opening this year. And I don't know what we're going to call it yet, but I'm happy to have the partnership of Natalia Trin, our new AS president, and the officers and other students that have the beat and the pulse of our campus to help us know what would be helpful in a student opening. What do students need to know? What kind of encouragement, motivation, and information might our students need as we move into this next time? So those are the kinds of things that we're focused on right now. I want to thank everyone who was involved in Carmencement. It was a joyous occasion. I hope you've had a chance to see the pictures. For those of you who drove through, for those of you who were there, and amazing. And of course, we had all the other groups that did their drive-throughs or Zooms or different kinds of things. So I feel as though in this environment, we've done a number of celebrations the way that we could, and excited to be able to move forward. It wouldn't be June unless I said Happy Pride. You can see from the colors around me that Mesa Pride is on display. And so it's important to us for our students to know and our community to know that we are all in and that we are supportive of our LGBTQ community, and that we ourselves are modeling that grace and passion for accepting and for being supportive allies of our group. So thank you and happy Pride. So with that, I am going to turn our time over to Lorenz Legaspi, who is our Vice President of Administrative Services. And ooh, a new picture of the quad I see there. Very exciting, Lorenz. So take it away, Lorenz.
I guess we'll start there. Thank you, President Luster. As you can see behind me, our new picture of the quad taken not but an hour ago. Thank you, David Fierro, for that. Exciting times with the quad. The progress is on schedule to be completed at the end of this calendar year. And so as you can see, they've laid some concrete and they put in the bridges, and some of the trees are going in. And so I want to thank our construction team for that one. And with some of the trees that we do see coming in, I want to thank those in the biology department that have been a part or will be a part moving forward of picking some of the trees and some of the plants for the quad moving forward, so we can have some teaching gardens outside and just a great quad for everyone to enjoy once we do come back. And I think that's the most, as our president mentioned, apropos for today. California is reopened. And then there's a big asterisk by it on all the news articles and everything that comes out of the governor's office. And there are some nuances and differences which we'll get to today. So California is not fully reopened, but that is the headline of today. And so the restrictions that ended today, this is globally in the state, or not globally, I guess, statewide, but not directly on campus, which we'll get to, is that physical distancing requirements, the capacity limits on businesses, except for mega events. Those are like music festivals, or those with 5,000 or more inside, or 10,000 outside. And then also the county tier system. As you can recall, what we've been talking about is how rapid the county has moved through the purple tier, which was the most restrictive, the most dangerous tier for us to be in, and then moving all the way to the yellow tier. And then today, no more tier system. And then also too, there's some do's and don'ts for daily life on the California 19 or COVID-19 California.gov website, which I'll put into the chat after. But basically, it's some do's and don'ts. And so do wear a mask if you're unvaccinated. Don't expect that others will be ready to shake hands or take their masks off even if they are vaccinated. Don't lose your proof of vaccination was one of the don'ts. And then another one of the do's is making sure to get tested still if you have COVID-19 symptoms. And again, I'll drop it in the chat so we're aware. And so there's mask limited requirements for fully vaccinated people. It's up to now the discretion of general businesses if they want to enforce or suggest masks, but it's no longer required by the state. And also too, we'll see Cal OSHA regulations being updated. There's a meeting later on this week, and they have been going through the update process for the COVID guidelines regarding Cal OSHA, which again has been a significant concern for us because we have both employees and students on campus. And so at times there's been some conflicting regulations. And so what that means for us on campus at Mesa coming back this summer and then next fall is that it's an iterative process. And we, the district, are forming all of our regulations, all of our practices based on updated regulations, which are constantly and continually changing. Again, today was another big milestone in terms of what the regulations are for the state. And then also too, there will be more and an increasing presence on campus as we move towards the fall. Per Vice Chancellor Smith's email, it doesn't matter those that are vaccinated or unvaccinated, we will still be requiring a mask mandate on campus. And so that email was sent out a couple of weeks ago, and that is the most current and up-to-date and formal information that we have at this time. And then also too, that once the vaccines have received full authorization, SDCCD will require vaccinations for employees and for students. And again, all of these may change as more people are getting vaccinated and we're seeing less and less COVID cases in the county. However, this is the most information that we have for today. And then also too, as Vice Chancellor Smith and our president just mentioned, we'll see more on-presence, more people coming onto campus, and we'll work through and with each of the departments to see what does that look like as we go. And as we're talking about vaccines, we're proud and excited to announce that starting tomorrow, 5 of the next 7 weeks, or about 4 of the next 7 weeks, we'll have vaccines available on campus. And so there's info that's been shared on social media, and this is for both the general public, and also too, there will be some dedicated vaccine doses for us. And just to keep everyone in the know, all the county vaccine sites are now walk-up. So you don't need to make an appointment if you still have not gotten your vaccine. It is important that we encourage people in your circle of influence to, take a look to see that the science shows that the vaccine is safe, and that, people will help keep other people safe and keep ourselves safe and help us reopen faster once more people are vaccinated. And then again, lastly, we'll leave with this picture of the quad. Thank you again to those that work on it. It's exciting for us to be able to look back or something to look forward to as we look to move back to in-person activities on campus. And that is the update from Administrative Services. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lorenz. And as we go along, if you're on Zoom with us, the chat is open, so feel free to post anything you'd like in chat. Well, not anything you'd like. Let's keep the community moving forward with grace, as we talked about earlier. But you can post questions as well. And if we have someone who can answer that question, we'll do it right in the Q&A. All right, let's move on to Dr. Isabel O'Connor, our VPI. And that joyous picture of you flipping your tassel is just awesome. So Isabel.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I have gotten so many comments on that picture, so I keep it up because it looks exciting. And of course, it was about commencement. Well, again, good afternoon, everybody. As you have heard, there's lots of information all the time coming our way and that we are processing. But I'm going to start by letting you know that our summer schedule, our summer term is in full swing. Some classes started June 7th. The biggest or the largest number are starting on June 21st, which is next month. And we have really strong summer enrollment. So we're really happy about that. As you have heard from my colleague, Vice President Legaspi, we are now happy to report that the fall schedule is available on the website, and that priority registration will start on June 23rd. Of course, I always say it, and I really mean it. Thanks again to the great work of deans and department chairs to really plan carefully with the best information we have up to date that fall schedule. We are continuing to meet during the summer. That's deans, faculty leadership, and we're working with both the district and other units on campus to make sure that as we get closer to the fall, we are ready to make any changes that might be needed. But for the most part, I am very confident that we have done extensive, thorough planning, and that we'll be up to a good place. Okay. I am also really excited to announce that our summer professional development opportunities for instruction are also in full swing. I would say they're blooming. We have two noticeable ones. The first one is the Curriculum Equity and Excellence Review Institute, which will take place July 26th through July 30th. You've heard before, a group of us have been planning for this for several months. It is an exciting program that will allow a group of faculty to really examine their curriculums through an equity and anti-way that we had planned for 20 faculty members, 36. Oops. I got a message I'm unstable here. 36 faculty members actually signed up for this, and we are going to accommodate every single one. A second exciting professional development opportunity is happening in the math and sciences. They are conducting a redesign of science labs. And again, we planned for a smaller group of faculty, and now we have such great demand that we are going to do a summer and a winter section as well of this project. So really great stuff. We are learning so we can teach you better. That's the whole game. And finally, I already announced a while ago that we had one dean joining our fantastic instructional dean team. Well, I'm happy to announce that we have another dean, in this case in math and science, joining us. Her name is Dr. Paloma Vargas. She's going to join us beginning August 1st. She comes to us with a PhD in biomedical sciences from NYU, and currently is serving as director of HSI initiatives, as well as co-director of Allies in STEM at California Lutheran. So we're looking forward to her joining us, and the work continues. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Isabel. All right, and so last but not least, Dr. Ashanti Hands, take it away.
Hello, hello, everyone. Waverly, I was just trying to respond to your question in the chat about exemptions. Just know that that information in particular for students is forthcoming. I don't have an exact date, but we think that there will be some information about exemptions around July. So I'm so excited to be sharing with you on behalf of Student Services. And so President Luster mentioned that this is Smile season. And so Mesa is thrilled to have had the opportunity to recognize, honor, and celebrate the class of 2021. So we had 630 students participate in the virtual commencement ceremony, which took place on Friday, May 23rd. And we had 370 graduates participate in our epic commencement drive-through grad parade. This included many of you who are in this space cheering on our graduates as they drove through campus in their cars, decorated their caps, their cars, tassels, etc. It was a wonderful experience, and we thank each of you who helped us to celebrate our students for your participation and engagement. We always want to remind you that we continue to host free mobile markets the first Monday and third Thursday of the month. So please continue to refer students and to consider volunteering for these events. Our upcoming mobile market is next Thursday. I believe that is June. No, that's this Thursday. Our upcoming mobile market is coming up the third Thursday. So check your email and check the Equity website for more details. And if someone is here that can pop some information in the chat, that would be great. Lorenz has mentioned, but I can't say it enough, that starting tomorrow and throughout the month of July, that we're going to be participating in the White House COVID Vaccine Challenge. And we're also going to be partnering with the County of San Diego to provide vaccines for our community. And the Student Services will serve as the host site for vaccination. So we hope that we will see many of you or members from our community on those Wednesdays throughout tomorrow and the month of July. Student Services is working on some exciting advancements, including a wonderful collaboration with our assessment team and faculty, allowing us to provide in-person challenge exams for English, languages, chemistry, and math beginning July 1st. These are by appointment only. We have been working really hard to provide this service for our students and to support instruction. And so we're happy that that's going to be taking place in just a few weeks. We are still in the process of celebrating the accomplishments of our students transferring to four-year universities. So the Transfer Center is coordinating a spotlight video that our entire community can watch and share with family and friends. So if you know of a graduate that we should be celebrating, please have them complete the form that we'll drop into the chat by today, and be on the lookout for the completed video on June 30th. So finally, we want to continue to explore plans for a safe return to in-person activities. We are working on an annual report that's going to capture all of the great work that we have done in support of our call to action. We're also looking at ways to intentionally and equitably serve our students with HEERF funding, including the distribution of direct student aid, which will take place during the summer. We're thinking probably the first or second week in July. And so we're going to be using a system that is new to our district called Equity, which will allow us to equitably allocate and distribute funds and to make sure that we get the money to our students a lot quicker. And money also includes the form of a debit card. So we're very excited about that partnership. And Actually, this is my final comment. I'm so excited about today's special presentation from our Borderless Scholars Program and Dreamer Resource Center. So the title of the presentation is Here to Stay, Here to Learn, Here to Dream, the undocumented student experience at San Diego Mesa College. So I'm going to turn this over to our incredible Director of EOPS and Special Programs, Leticia Diaz, to get us started.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. And let me get this presentation going. Thank you so much for being here today. We are going to be answering questions in the chat. Please enter any questions there, and we will also be providing our contact information so that you can contact us after the presentation. We want to start off with a very important message that anyone, regardless of the immigration status, can attend college. And we want to start this off because there are a lot of myths that may speak against this, but specifically for our students that identify, or community members that identify as undocumented, AB 540, Dreamer, DACA recipients, and students from mixed status families, you can attend a college regardless of your immigration status. And we're going to share a little bit of information of the wide spectrum of services and support system that you have at Mesa College to support you throughout your educational journey. You'll get to learn about what Borderless Scholars is, what the Dreamers Resource Center is, who our students are, what type of financial aid is available for students, and the different services and engagement opportunities that we have for our students. So we're going to start off with what Borderless Scholars is. So Borderless Scholars started in 2016, and it came through fruition through decades of students, employees, and community members providing either individual or group services to students. But it really was an effort to bring all of these different services together. And ultimately, it was through our student voices and through the leadership of different employees on campus that Borderless Scholars program came to fruition. It specifically supports our undocumented AB 540 Dreamer DACA recipients and students from mixed status families. We also provide resources for our colleagues on campus and our community members. We support students outside of the classroom to ensure that you have all of the information and resources necessary to navigate the community college system and reach your educational goal, whether that is a certificate, an associate's, or you're transferring to the university. On the screen, you'll see some of the services that we offer. So one of our core services is academic, career, personal counseling. We offer money for books or supplies. We refer you and connect you to different resources on campus. We provide one-on-one and group support to complete your California DREAM Act application, which provides financial assistance for you to pay for classes or any expenses that you might have during your time at Mesa College. We also provide one-on-one support for you to complete your AB 540 affidavit form, which is a form that will provide you in-state tuition. And then we have a lot of specialized workshops and events. And these opportunities are available for our students, for our colleagues, and community members. And most recently, a couple of years ago, we started offering immigration consultations. These are free one-on-one and group consultations with a lawyer to discuss your immigration status and any opportunities that you have for a pathway to citizenship. Eligibility, so how can you become eligible for our program? Well, as long as you identify as a Dreamer, AB 540 student, undocumented, DACA recipient, and or student from a mixed status family, you can access our services. And if you're not even sure if you may be eligible or not, you can always contact us. We provide services year round. That doesn't include the summer, so we are open. And we will be plugging our contact information in the chat so that you can reach us. And we're available via phone, text, email. And then once we return to campus, we also have a dedicated space for our students. So who are our students? On the screen, you'll see on the right-hand side, you'll see the number of students that we've served in our Borderless Scholars program. And we started tracking this information around 2018. However, I do want to note that Mesa College has been providing services and support to our undocumented student community for decades. And again, like I mentioned, whether it was individuals on campus or different programs or groups which have now evolved and formed to strengthen those services to our students through the Borderless Scholars Program. We also received support through the California Catalyst Grant, which is a competitive grant, and we received this grant for 3 consecutive years from 2018 to the current year. And you will notice that we have grown significantly over the years, and this could be due to several reasons. And those factors that play into this is the outreach and inreach that our team has performed. And you'll get to meet our team members in a bit. And we also have developed and strengthened our Borderless Scholars Program. We received the California Catalyst Grant, which was specific funding to develop and implement sustainable support services for undocumented students at Mesa College. We've also created and cultivated our relationships with community partners, which include Alliance of San Diego, Jewish Family Services, to name a few, and you'll get to learn about additional partners in a bit. And we will also be sharing contact information, which again, that partnership that has been cultivated has allowed us to reach out to more students and to provide more comprehensive services for our students. We've also been able to track data. Our team has grown. We also have the support from our college and from our research department on campus to ensure that we're tracking data for our students and analyzing it so that we can assess and have that influence the planning that we conduct with our students. We also we collect data internally through surveys as well. We raised awareness over the years. We provide a lot of workshops and events, and these are open to all students, community members, and our colleagues. And again, this is an opportunity to learn about the different services available. Next up, I'm going to hand it over to our colleague, Rosa Palacios, and she's going to talk about the financial aid that's available.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rosa Palacios. I serve as one of the counselors for the Borderless Scholars Program, and I'm really happy to be here today. Just as Leticia mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, everyone is welcome to our community colleges, regardless of their immigration status. And it's important for the students to know and for everyone to know that everyone is able to receive financial aid regardless of their immigration status. Undocumented students can receive financial aid through the California DREAM Act. And I just want to point it out that the California DREAM Act has nothing to do with the DACA program. So regardless, if you are a DACA status or not, you can qualify for financial aid through the California DREAM Act. You do have to have your AB 540 status, and I'm not going to go into detail about, the eligibility requirements of AB 540 status and the California DREAM Act. We do offer workshops and events throughout the semester to educate the San Diego Mesa College community about what AB 540 is and about the California DREAM Act. But I just want our students to know that we help them process these forms. And I want to give a special shout out to our residency department, especially to Tran, because he has been a tremendous support to our department, to our program in processing the AB 540 forms for our students, and also to Brianna Garcia, financial aid liaison of our program, in helping us students, making sure that they're getting their financial aid through the California DREAM Act. Students are also able to get institutionalized scholarships as well. And just know that, financial aid is available for you. Also, I want to talk about the RISE Club. RISE Club was created a couple years ago, and it was created by a group of students that came together to advocate for themselves and to find a way to have their voice heard. And they contribute to the creation of Borderless Scholars. They were actually the ones who named the program. So a RISE Club is a student-led club, and it's for students, and they help to empower and advocate for the undocumented community at San Diego Mesa College. I'm really proud to say that I, along with Counselor Amber Alatorre, we are serving as the advisors for this club. So we invite, current, prospective, and incoming students to join our club. It is a great opportunity for students to get involved, to make connections, to gain leadership skills, to contribute in the creation of safe and meaningful spaces for the undocumented community at San Diego Mesa College. And first of all, to have your voice heard. So I invite all the students, out there who would like to be part of something special and to make a difference within, our program, to please contact us and join our club. I'm happy to announce that we have been recruiting new executive board members in our club. And as you can see on your screen, these are some pictures of the previous members. They were really active, and that's what we want to get into on nowadays. So it's a great way for you to get involved and to meet great people. Thank you. Now I'm gonna hand it over to Consuelo.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Consuelo. I serve as a project assistant for our program. Yes, the way we keep engaged our students is by providing workshops and spaces where they feel part of the community. Right now in the virtual world, we've been providing 2 to 3 workshops every week. And these are tailored based on their students' inquiries and needs. We ask our students what they would like to learn more about. We survey them, and the time management, for example, workshop was a really popular one among our students. They really enjoyed it, and it was a series of 3 workshops that talked about different topics related to time management. And then we also brought in a certified tax preparer to talk about how to process an ITIN number, which is a number needed to process taxes when you don't have a social security number. So as you can see, these are workshops and events tailored specifically to the needs of our students, our student population. We also had the pleasure to have Laura Gomez, an entrepreneur in the tech industry who worked at YouTube, Twitter, and I believe also it says YouTube and Twitter, but I believe also Google. Yes, she also collaborated at Google, and she empowered our students in focusing in moving forward regardless of the immigration status. We have the opportunity to, we provide the opportunity to have an open space every week with Undocu circles. Students are welcome to come to a Zoom space every Monday and Friday, just to talk about any topics, anything that is bugging them, if they would like an appointment or they need guidance making an appointment with immigration consultation. Like Leticia mentioned, we have a great partnership with Jewish Family Services. Yes, thank you. The legal services and our community partners. We have a great partnership with Jewish Family Services, HOS, which is Higher Education Legal Services. They provide specific assistance for our students, faculty, and staff in higher education with the consultations, DACA renewals, initial DACA naturalization, family-based immigration, and other immigration services. They meet with our students. They have a space specifically for our students, and they have been a great asset to our program as well. Yes. Good. Now, we are super excited that we are soon to be housed in student services building, I-400, in the second floor right next to Avanza. This is going to be an amazing space for our students. to always give them the support that we want to give them and make them feel at home. We are super excited about this amazing space we were granted, and we know that we are going to grow more now that we have this space where Borderless Scholars is going to be housed at our Dreamer Research Center. Thank you so much. And now we have decorated a little bit, okay? It doesn't look that white. The room has a big butterfly inside, and it's going to look amazing. And now meet our team. So here we have, in our team, we have from left to right, we have Yolanda Granados, our project assistant. Then Rosa Palacios, one of our counselors, Leticia Diaz, our program director in the middle, and then Truly Yours, Consuelo, as a project assistant, and then Clemente Ayala, our other counselor. And we have Brianna Garcia as our financial aid liaison. I added her information to the chat. So in case you have any questions, feel free to reach out either to her or to us. Thank you. Yes, and I'm gonna hand it over to Leticia Diaz. Thank you so much.
So you may be asking yourself, how can you support? And you may be supporting us already and may not know it, but these are some of the ways that you can support our program and our students is one, by spreading the word. Refer students, colleagues in our community to Borderless Scholars and the Dreamer Resource Center. You can use the butterfly to resemble and represent a brave and safe space. So the butterfly is the monarch butterfly that you might see on our backgrounds or throughout the presentation. These are used as a symbol to represent the undocumented community, not only at our community college, but also across the state and across the nation. You can join the Mesa Dreamer student work group. So we meet on a quarterly basis. You can contact our office and request to be included in the meetings or in the emails. And these are individuals from across the campus, which include our colleagues, our students, community members. We come together to talk about the different ways that we can continue supporting our students. You can donate to Borderless Scholars. And on the screen, you'll see the link for the donation. We'll also plug it into the chat. All funds that are donated go to our students. And then you can attend a workshop or an event. Our workshops and events are posted on our Instagram page. However, we also send them out to our students once you become part of our program. Everyone is welcome to attend our workshops and events. This is our contact information. We will also plug it into the chat. You can also Google Mesa College Board of Scholars, and you will find our information there. Then next up, I'm going to hand it over to our colleague, Consuelo.
Yes, I'm back. So we extended the invitation for our students to share about their experience in our program. And because we can say as many wonderful things we're working on, but ultimately, or most important, the heart of our program are our students. So we want to let them speak and be heard. Here we have Juan. Juan, he shared a quote with us, and it says, "Como dice mi tío, ¿qué pesa más, una pala o un lápiz?" And this means, as my uncle says, what is heavier, a shovel or a pencil? And then, yes, let's play what he shared a little bit briefly.
Hola, buenos días, buenas tardes a todos. My name is Juan Marcos Mejía Reyes, and I'm currently a Borderless Scholar student at San Diego Mesa College. I am transferring out in fall 2021 to San Diego State University, and I honestly could not have done this without the support of Borderless Scholars. My history with Borderless Scholars begins in 2016, 2017, when it was my first semester at Mesa College, and I was lucky enough to be involved in the naming process for this program. If I'm not mistaken, it was still AB 540 program, and they were looking for a new name that can be more welcoming. Ever since that naming process, I have become really close to this program when it came to counseling, when it came to supplies, when it came to any little emotional help or support system, they have always been there for me. And I know they have been there for a lot of my peers that have gone through education.
And Juan just graduated this spring, and he is transferring, yes, as he mentioned. Now we have Siadani. Siadani share. Personally, I have honestly loved being part of the Borderless Scholars. I'm a first-year student, but they have been a huge help for me. They helped me create my schedule multiple times and giving advice regarding which prerequisite classes I shall take. Overall, I think it is a great program as it provides students with helpful resources and helps undocumented students like me achieve their academic goals. And we asked all of them to share a quote or something that was significant to them. Siadani shared, "The greatest success we'll know is helping others succeed and grow," by Gregory Scott Reed. And then we have Yolanda, our wonderful project assistant, who is going to be sharing about herself because now she collaborates in our program. I hand it to you, Yolanda. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Yolanda and I am a project assistant at Mesa and with Borderless Scholars. And as you can see in the picture, I recently graduated from Cal State Long Beach this past spring in May. And just to kind of share a little bit of background about myself before we go into the student voices, the students that we have speaking today. I started attending Mesa College 2017. And before that, I had gone to previous schools, and as an undocumented student, it was really hard to navigate the college system without having any guidance. So I ended up dropping out. At that time, there was no DACA, there was nothing. So I was paying for a class or two out of pocket. Then DACA came in, and I was fortunate enough to apply for that and get accepted for that. And then I decided to go back to school. I started off at continuing education, and then through this program, they said, hey, if you complete this program, you can transfer over to 18 units. And then I applied for Promise, and one thing led to another. And next thing I knew, there was Borderless Scholars, and I got involved with Borderless Scholars. And with the help of Mesa College and with all of their support and with everything that the school did for me and has done for me, I was actually able to transfer to Cal State Long Beach. It took me 13 years just to be able to accomplish that goal. And I finally accomplished that goal this May and graduated. So that's something that has been I'm very, very grateful for. I'm very grateful for Mesa. Mesa will always have a special place in my heart. And the quote that I shared was, we are so grateful that often we forget we deserve better. As undocumented students, we are so grateful for what this country has done for us and continues to do for us. And sometimes we kind of forget that we deserve a little more. And just before we go in to answer the student questions, over the weekend, I was going through my inbox and my Google Docs, and I was deleting files, and I came across the first essay that I ever wrote to apply for scholarships at Mesa College. The first essay I ever wrote to apply for scholarships in general. And I came across this sentence that said, I strongly believe that someday my education will somehow give me the opportunity to see my mother again, and that will be my greatest achievement. And I've used that sentence in multiple, when I applied to CSELB and other scholarships I have applied for, other programs, I always use that sentence. My mother was deported when I was 18, and I haven't seen her since. But I would always use that sentence like, my education will give me this opportunity someday. And I'm fortunate enough to say that I will finally be able to see her this summer because of my education, because the plant, like I like to describe it as the seed that was planted at Mesa. All these doors just started opening up for me, and my education led me to finding out this program called Advanced Parole that's coming back, that's open for some DACA recipients, that you can travel, and I'm going to be able to travel to study abroad, and through that I'm able to see her again. So I kind of wanted to share that with Mesa College and with the program and with everyone, that like anything is possible when you believe in it. And I strongly believed in it, and I strongly believed that Mesa was going to be able to help me through that journey, and it has. So that's just a little bit of story about myself, but I want to give this space to our students that we have speaking today. If they would like to turn on their cameras, if they choose to, it's up to them. But here they are. We're going to start off with Giovanni. If Giovanni wants to go ahead and introduce himself.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello, my name is Giovanni Sanchez. I am currently attending Mesa College. My major is sociology. I'm sorry, I spaced out. Is there anything else I should say?
Just for now, if you want to introduce yourself, and then we'll come back to you.
Okay.
And then Marta, if you wanted to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. My name is Marta, and my major is dental assisting. And I'm interested about to be an associate degree. My experience as undocumented was really horrible. Like, I mean, I'm from Mexico.
Oh, Marta, first we're going to introduce ourselves, and then we're going to go through the questions.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you for sharing.
Wow. Okay, so hi, my name is Marta, and I'm from Mesa College as associate degree. And thank you, everyone.
And we will have Isis.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. My name is Isis. I am a student at Mesa College. I am majoring in psychology, hoping to transfer into a university in the future. This is going to be my second semester after a long struggle, but I'm happy to be here today, and I'm happy to be at Mesa College and having like meetings like this one with all of you guys. So thank you for this space for us. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, Kevin.
Hi, all. Good afternoon. My name is Kevin Hernandez. I am a transfer student from San Diego Mesa. I am currently at UC Davis, trying to major in environmental sustainable design, and I'm happy to be here to share my story, just like my peers. Thank you.
And lastly, Andy.
Oh, hi, everyone. My name is Andrea, but I go as Andy. This was my first year at San Diego Mesa College. I am majoring in sociology, and si me pongo las pilas, hopefully I'll be able to transfer within a year.
And thank you, everyone, for introducing yourself. So we're going to start off with the very first question, and we're going to start with Giovanni. If you can just tell us a little bit about your experience at Mesa College as a student who identifies as a borderless scholar.
Well, my experience has been the greatest one that I've had. I actually started college a while back when I was about 21. I started at Miramar. There was no sort of help or anything, so I ended up dropping out because of family emergency. I came back and I decided to attend Mesa. As soon as I went in there, they helped me out with the AB 540 paperwork. I talked to Brianna with financial aid. She's the one that pointed out EOPS borderless scholars. So I reached out to them, and ever since then they've been helping me out. Without them, I don't think I would have found all the help that I needed. They pointed out programs. They assisted me with a lot of things. I mean, all I have to say is very good things about them. I mean, they've been very, very helpful up to this point, still encouraging you. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing. And then I believe we can ask Andy.
I'm sorry, that takes me quite some time to unmute myself and everything. But I identify as a DACA recipient. I initially wanted to become a police officer. To begin with, you have to be 21 to be able to hold a gun. And another thing, when I found out that you can't become a police officer being a DACA recipient, you have to be a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident who is in process of becoming a U.S. citizen. That was just really heartbreaking for me because that's something I've always wanted. So then I just figured out that I wanted to help out people. So I want to be able to become a social worker and just help out families like myself, my neighbors who are as well as us, who are immigrants who come from a different country. They're Filipinos and they're also immigrants, but as a borderless scholarship student, it was just nice to see how there's more people like me. There's more families like myself, my neighbors, my uncles, people who can actually relate. I felt like it was very welcoming and they were just so supportive and everything. I like how they always have like appointments available when we need them, like not just educational wise, but I know that I know Rosa and Consuelo, they're just like very welcoming people that like if I have like a situation, like they find ways to be able to help me out, like not just educational wise, but like it just feels like a family. Oh, but yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Yes, you're right. It does feel like a family. And then I think it'd be interesting to hear from Kevin because I know he mentioned that he had transferred, so we could hear what his experience was like while at Mesa.
Hi all. My name's Kevin Hernandez, and I was at Mesa in 2017, where I transferred straight out from high school. I didn't know what to do. Didn't know what my path was. I was clueless to what resources I could obtain, the help and counseling, in the financial situation where I was standing at, until I found Borderless Scholars / EOPS. And through them, I was able to get the help and resources to get my academic goals started. And I played soccer at Mesa, which is why I attended. I played there for 2 years and transferred in 2019, where I chose UC Davis because they were the ones to accept me and give me a good amount of financial aid. With that being said, during my time at Mesa College, I had Rosa and Clemente as my counselors. They helped me in the process of DACA, in the sense of obtaining my finances and my classes paid. Keep in mind that I'm still undocumented student. I don't have any type of form of DACA or citizenship or residency. I'm still undocumented, and I wanted to just share my story. And currently a junior at UC Davis. The semester just ended last week, so looking forward to my senior year as a sustainable environmental design, where I'm looking to either go into the landscaping field or architecture, where I'm able to maybe help create affordable housing for those who are in need, and to just help others just like I was helped. And that's my story, and happy to share more with you guys if you guys are interested. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, for sharing. And thanks. That's really inspiring. I always admire students who don't have any, are fully undocumented and are able to strive and overcome. That's So that's really, really inspiring. So thank you so much for sharing. And then the next student would be Isis.
Hello. Okay, so I think the first thing that I would like to say is that I see a lot of young faces. I see a lot of young people going to college, and that's really great. Like right now, there is a lot more opportunities than there was when I graduated, and I'm really happy to see these kind of programs like Borderless Scholars, because I remember trying to get into college in the beginning. First of all, in 2010, I had no idea that there were any kind of programs for someone like me to go to college. I remember being intimidated to say I was undocumented, because in my family, there was always this thing of don't ever share with anybody that you are undocumented. And I think that we have all gone through that. But right now, especially with Borderless Scholars, I can say that a lot of us have more opportunity. Like Leticia said, like anyone can go to college, and I'm really grateful for that, especially to the program, because a few years ago I tried getting into college, and like someone else mentioned, I was going to another institution, but I did not find the guidance or the information that could help me keep going, or like knowing where I was going. And when I came to Mesa College, fortunately, I found a lot of great people. Yolanda, Rosa, Consuelo, they have been great help for me. Like my experience has been the best. It has not been an easy path. You know, life happens. Sometimes we try to do something and we're like, okay, I'm going back to school, but then life happens and you can't continue. But then the good thing is that having people like them, they help you keep going. They don't let you down. Like if you need help with anything, like Andy said, not only school-wise, but in anything, I know that I have had a lot of support, and I'm really grateful for that. So my experience with Borderless Scholars at Mesa College has been the best. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Isis. And lastly, Martha.
Hi, everyone. Well, my experience about the for being part of the Borderless Scholars program was that I went Mesa College in 2019 and my first time that I met them was so wonderful, because they introduced me a lot helpful that I can use for, and I even don't know about that, because where I was, my high school was, they haven't any help for any undocumented people. And when I meet these new people, Avanza programs and the Borderless Scholars program, they really, really give me a good hand that helped me a lot for everything about my. They feel me about more confident to release everything that I get for a student school. And yeah, and I hope you all can meet this program and all of them, because know more about Mexicans or people like Africans, undocumented people didn't know about this, and like they're really, really amazing people, and give you a really path that you need to be more successful. And thank you very much for hearing everything in my story. And my code, it's like, it is only with the heart that one can see it rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eyes. So have a wonderful night and day. And thank you everyone for this night today. Sorry.
No, you're fine, Martha. Thank you so much for sharing. And then whoever wants to answer this next question, what additional services would you like to see at Mesa College as we continue to support you as we continue to support you, to support all of you. Whoever wants to answer that question.
I can go. Some additional services that we can get your support is by having stuff like this where we share our stories, where other people can relate, and that they may feel that they're not the only ones in that situation, that they have seen other people just like our peers today. That is possible to continue your education, and that resources are there. You just have to find them and ask for them. But yeah.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to answer that question as well? No? Okay. And then what are some tips that you would share to other prospective and documented students, community members, or allies? If anyone wants to answer that.
I can answer that one.
Okay.
So I would say is not to sell yourself short, not to give in to fear. Go in, walk in with confidence, ask for help. You deserve it. Mesa College Mesa College itself is very welcoming. They're there to help you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Because if you don't ask, you're not gonna find the answer to anything, or resources or whatnot. And they're there. They are there. And so yeah, it's just that.
Thank you, Giovanni. Would anyone else like to answer that question? Like, what other resources would you like to see at Mesa College? Not just from on the campus, but like allies, staff, faculty members, community members. No one else? Okay, that's fine. We have a lot of questions. Maybe I'm gonna call on someone. I guess, Andy, like, what do you miss more about being on campus, and what do you look forward to the most when we return to campus?
Well, it was my first year at Mesa College, so I've only been to their campus like once or twice with Dana. But what I'm looking forward is to, I think, just meet everyone, just meet you guys, become friends. That's pretty much it.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to meet friends virtually, but I'm sure when we all go back to campus, it's going to be great when we all get to finally see each other in person. And I do know that Giovanni has to leave really soon because he has other personal stuff that he has to attend to. But Giovanni, if you just want to answer one last question for us, I guess I would want to know, like, what from you, like, what do you miss most about being on campus, and what do you look forward to when we come back?
Well, I miss being in class with students, talking to people, being able to walk into the ELPS office, being able to communicate in person rather than online, in the virtual world. Just that connection. It's not the same online, and the interaction as well. So that's what I miss the most, and hopefully we can go back to that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for being here, Giovanni. We really appreciate hearing what you have to say and speaking your voice and telling us your experience as a student at Mesa College. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you guys for having me.
You're welcome. And then Marta, I believe you're fairly new still at Mesa College. So I guess I wanted to know what was helpful for you when you were applying at Mesa College, like when you first enrolled, like what was really helpful for you?
About the financial aid and everything, about what to do for my classes. They give me like a ways that's gonna be more easy to do. Like, for example, like they told me to take an and a simple it's like they give me like simple ways, and they were really helpful. Like, for example, to take in classes and then go to them if I get a question about the classes. They were like help me about the technical things like computers, because I was low to that. Not everyone can have internet access or have a phone or computer on their own things. And they really helped me about that. And that was amazing. Really it's the things that can change everything. I mean, like Giovanni says, like it's so different to have a class on Zoom and a presential, like to be on campus. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to find out time or have an internet access on your own if you don't have all these amazing things like internet computers or cell phones. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and I do know that for some of us, it is really hard to have access to better technology and sometimes even the time that can be very hard on some of us, and it can be overwhelming. So yes, I understand.
And to have a class in your house is really hard. Well, for me, speaking about me, my family is like sorry, but it's really noisy. Like they do noise even if I'm talking or doing class or the teacher speaking, they interrupting, and that's the thing that even in your family they don't have respectful about your goals or things you want to do, and that's what I miss. Really miss to go on campus, because I was like concentrating, and also they give me like more skills to improve about my goals and books to delivery and everything. Like I miss everything because it's really hard to take everything by your own.
Yeah, I understand. Yes, I completely agree. It's been very challenging, but the great thing is that we have each other. We have these wonderful programs on campus.
And that's why this program is really amazing, and I recommend to everyone have these meetings and have to introduce these people are amazing. To Consuelo, even with you, Yolanda, I don't know you really, but on these times that I meet you, you look amazing and confidential. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I think this would be like a good wrap up, like for all of the other panelists. What advice would you give to the students, for prospective students, for probably watching this or will eventually probably watch this? Like, what advice would you give to them, not just about Mesa College, but about like just being a student or someone who identifies as a Borderless Scholar student? What advice would you give to those specific students?
Hello again. It's Isis. I guess talking from a personal perspective, I will say don't isolate yourself, because I know that sometimes we go to school and we just like go to class and then go back home and then just go to class and go back home because, you know, we have busy lives. A lot of us, or like maybe most of us, we go to work, we have like very busy lives. But I know that my experience in college has changed ever since I became a part of the RISE Club, being a part of Borderless Scholars, having Yolanda, like I said, Rosa as my counselor, Consuelo being there, you know, messaging. Sometimes, you know, life happens and stuff is gonna happen, but I'm the kind of person that isolates herself. And that's why I'm saying this, because if something happens, then I'm a loner. I try to fix it myself, but it's okay to ask for help. That's one thing that I have learned. And don't give up. Either if it's school, as a student, in life, I know that a lot of us, we get discouraged because, okay, we don't have a social security number. So if I go to school, what am I going to do with that degree? What am I like that? Those are our concerns, but let's take it like one step at a time. One quote that I heard and that has like really resonated with me, it's by Gabriel Gifford. And it says, mile by mile, it's a trial. Yard by yard, it's hard. But inch by inch, it's a cinch. So let's take it one step at a time. Let's not give up. And like I said, let's look for like people, like for groups, for clubs, like being on a club like Rise, for example, I know it has helped me a lot. So what I can tell you is you're not alone. So don't act like you're alone. Like be courageous to ask for help, to ask people for, even if it sounds like a stupid question, I'm pretty sure it's not. Like don't give up and keep going. Thank you.
That was really powerful, Isis. Thank you so much. Kevin, is there any advice that you would like to give to any prospective students watching?
Yes, I would like to say that don't let your current status define who you are in regards to your education, in regards to your life. There's a lot more goals to achieve through school and education. I believe that there's a quote, I don't remember how it goes, but don't let the sky be your limit, because we always hear, oh, reach for the sky, but the sky can only go to a certain point, right? Why not say reach for the stars, because that goes past the sky. So what I'm trying to say is keep going, keep driving through your goals, and this is only just the beginning. And I want to thank Mesa College for this opportunity and having me and having my peers, and this wonderful program that is only just getting started in helping others reach their goals just as I am.
Thank you so much. And last, Andy, if you wanted to give some advice for any prospective students who could be watching.
I think I forgot who it was that mentioned. I don't know if it was Isis, but someone mentioned how we were told growing up to not mention that we're immigrants. You know, I was told that, but I think we're at a time where we're stating your immigration status is just so powerful, because, you know, as a student, I just feel like I'm representing part of being an immigrant child, part of being that guy. I just think it's a pleasure and just a great opportunity to demonstrate that we're more than just immigrants, you know, that we're also humans, we're also students, we're also neighbors, we're also workers. We're just so much to that. And I just want for everyone to just keep in mind that like you're not alone, you know, there's more of us as immigrants out in the world, you know, and we're always here to support each other, because the immigrant community is much bigger than what we expect and from what we just see in our surroundings. You know, there's just much more. And I just think it's an honor to say that I'm DACA and I am a student, and I am just doing what I can to become what my parents weren't able to be in, as my family and my uncles. And I just think it's just an honor, you know, to be something my parents have always wished for me and have always worked hard. And like Giovanni stated, que es más pesado una pala o una pluma. And that's something my dad has always told me, because he works in construction, and it's true, you know, maybe they make the same as someone who is educated, but your body doesn't resent it with time, you know. It's just easier to be sitting in a desk, be educated, than to be out in the sun and getting the same, you know. Your body just fades away with time. And I think we just got to also keep that in mind, that education will not kill our body. But just thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you so much for sharing. And just to kind of close things out, Isis had wrote yes in the chat. Yes, I agree, Andy. It is not something that weakens us anymore. It is something that makes us stronger and brings us together as a community. And the thing I wanted to end this with is you know, what some of the students had spoke is that as immigrants, as undocumented people, people tend to think that that's all we are, but we are joyous people, we are happy people, there's so much to us. And if you ever get the chance to go on social media and look up the hashtag UndocuJoy, you can see all the great and amazing things that we as a community do, and we continue to do, and we continue to strive. And we just got to see an amazing group of students right now who shared their stories, who share that joy, share those achievements, and they're going to do so much for not just for our community, but for the world and for the people they love and the people that they're around. And they gave us a glimpse of that today. So thank you so much for everyone for being here. And we highly encourage everyone that if you want to get involved with Borderless Scholars, we always have meetings. We always have workshops. Keep an eye out on the EOPS social media account or your emails, and we welcome everyone to join us with all of these workshops and events that we have. So thank you everyone so much for being here today. It was great to share all of this with everyone.
Thank you so much. And if I could have all of our Borderless Scholars folks come back on camera with me, it would be really wonderful to have you all back on if you can. And I know Giovanni had to make his way to other important engagements. Thank you for spending time with us today, to our students, to Kevin, to Martha, to Isis, to Andy, and to Giovanni. Thank you for taking the time to share your stories with us. We don't need a lot of reasons to get out of bed every day and come to Mesa College, because we know we love what we do. But when you remind us like this of the deep and personal impact that we have on your lives, it makes a tremendous difference. We run to work or to Zoom at the moment to try to make sure that we are putting in place those things that will be supportive of you. And I heard a number of times all of you say, sometimes life happens. And I think it was such a wonderful testament to our wonderful Borderless Scholars program, Yolanda, Consuelo, Clemente, Leticia, when students talk about life happens, but you were there for them in ways that supported them academically and in ways that it supported everything they needed. And Yolanda, your work today to bring this panel together and to ask the questions so beautifully, congratulations on that. That's really wonderful. It's not an easy skill to just jump on with 100 of your favorite friends from Mesa College and pull that off. And so congratulations on that today. But on behalf of all of us, about 100 of us that have been here and stayed with you today, we are exceptionally proud, and we want you to stay connected to us as you go to these other places, because your stories are what continue to help us create the conditions so that students who come behind you will have even better services than you do now. And so we are excited to see the new Dreamer Center open. That butterfly is beautiful. So we will just continue to every day and in every way try to make this a better environment and an inspiring place for our students to come and be welcome. I also heard you say that when you either stepped on campus or stepped in to that support in Borderless Scholars, that you felt welcome. And I think that's not an easy thing to do, especially since we've been off campus. So to all of our EOPS staff and all the other folks in financial aid and other places on campus, thank you for creating that welcoming environment, because honestly, as I said, in this environment, not always an easy thing to do. I am so excited that this was our capstone community forum today, because it was a beautiful way to celebrate the end of what can only be described as a year unlike any other. And so I won't use any of the other superlatives or the negatives or the positives, but here we are. We persisted. You guys are brilliant and resilient, and we're thankful for you. So thank you so much. So to everyone who's here with us today at the forum, thank you for joining us. I hope that you get some restorative time. We have all worked very hard this year, students included. A todos, we've all been at it, right? And so I hope you get some time, some restoral time. And if that just means, some time at home with family, if it means going to the park and sitting under a tree and reading a book for fun instead of one with the textbook, that's a good thing. But find a way to refill your tank this summer, because we have lots of work ahead of us in terms of getting back on our campus, opening up our spaces again, trying to figure out how to do that safely. And again, I just say, let's tap into that beautiful grace and passion that we have for one another. So with that, I will say buenas tardes, and we look forward to seeing you soon, and join us again in July for our next forum. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for your time today. And we will see you soon. Rest up, everybody.